everyone, and welcome to Crack Peg, Episode 1, starring your host, Andro6657. Alright guys, welcome to the first installment of Tutorial Corner. In this segment, we're going to talk about how to make custom action figures, different techniques, answer some questions, things like that, about the hands-on making of a custom action figure. For this first episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about things that you would have in your custom kit. All the tools, basically, an overview of the whole thing of how to make a custom action figure. Number one, what you're probably going to need is base action figures. So you can go to your local garage sales, fire sales, flea markets, toy dungeons. Those exist where you live. Anyways, always good to have your old toys, friends' old toys. Ask people to throw away toys, give them to you, and such. Those are number one. So without a base, you can't really make a custom action figure. First thing, if you're going to start customizing and you don't have anything, my first thing would be to tell you to go ahead and get brushes and paint. Now with brushes, you're going to want to go ahead and get the smallest brushes that you can find. You're going to do a lot of detailed work in making custom figures, and it's going to take a lot of time and patience and some tiny, very tiny brushes, and some medium-sized brushes too. But go ahead and just get those at your local hobby store, art store. So the paint you want to get is Model Master acrylic paint. You want to use acrylic paints on your action figures, but you don't want to use acrylic paints from Walmart or any place like that. Any paint that comes in a big tube, you're not going to want to use on your action figures. It's going to crack, it's going to scrape off, it's going to fall off. It's not going to hold on together well when you're trying to make a custom action figure. Things are going to get jacked up if you use that stuff. So you really want to stick to very, very high quality paints. These paints run a little bit under $4 for a bottle of these paints, but you're only going to use a little bit of the paint at a time, and you're going to, other than like black, which I use a lot of, or whatever color you might use a lot of, these paints last a long time. So it's the kind of paint you want to get. And if you're starting out customizing, just go ahead and start painting over your action figures. See how that works. See how well your technique is. Perfect your technique before you start any huge projects, I would say. Here's some other paints. There's also Citadel paint that you can get from Games Workshop. And you can also find, if you can find Formula P3 paint, it's a really good paint. I'd probably say it's probably the best out of all this. And this is the best yellow that you can get anywhere. So, Formula P3, it's great stuff. You can find all these paints. You have to go really to hobby stores specifically to look for these paints. You can't find them at Walmart and Walgreens or CVS's, places like that. You cannot find these paints there. And if you live in a small town, you're probably going to have to order some of that stuff in. Otherwise, you need to go to hobby stores to find most of this stuff. So once you move up in the world of customizing, you might want to go ahead and pick up a Dremel. This is a handheld one. The battery comes out and you plug it into this thing, and you plug it in the wall and it charges. You take it out, put it back in, and then turns it off. And that's for sanding. You're going to use that a lot once you get more into customizing. Next is epoxy sculpt. This is stuff you're going to make. You're going to add anything onto your custom action figure. You're going to add hair, any type of clothes. You can make all this stuff with epoxy sculpt. We'll get more into that later. And with you get epoxy sculpt, you can also use your safety solvent. You don't have to use safety solvent. You can use water, but go ahead and invest in this because you can clean your tools with it, because you're going to get a set of tools to help you sculpt your sculpt, basically. And this stuff will clean your tools up really good. Also, just to remove paint from action figures, go ahead and grab this is 100% pure acetone. You can find this at Walmart, and it's only $1. And you get 4 ounces for $1, which is really good deal. So, other things you might need: razor blades, X-Acto knife, needle nose pliers, lighter, screwdriver, and anything else you can find. Any other questions? Go ahead and send those to me at mega_star_andro@yahoo.com, and send me any questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.